Hello and welcome, my dear friend. You and I both know you've been ready for quite some time, even if you don't always feel that way, even if the mirror shows lines of weariness, even if your spirit has whispered, "How much longer can I keep this up?" But listen, God has never once questioned your readiness, not for a single moment. He has never looked at you and thought, "They're not enough yet." His love for you is so deep, so steady, that not even your scars could change his mind. In fact, he treasures them because they prove you didn't give up. They prove you kept walking even when it hurt, and that's why he saved the best for last, not to make you wait without reason, not to tease you with hope and then pull it away. He saved it because he knew there are certain blessings that can only rest safely in the hands of someone who has walked through what you've walked through. Some things can't be rushed. Some gifts lose their weight if they're given too early. And God saw that you were the kind of soul who would not just use the blessing, but protect it, honor it, and multiply it. That's why this moment is different. Think about your own life. How many times did you feel ready, but doors stayed shut? How many times did you try to push yourself forward, only to end up more tired than before? God wasn't ignoring you. He was guarding the part of your story that he saved for this exact time. And now, after everything, he's saying, it's time. This is what makes your story so powerful. People might look at you and only see the outside, the years of waiting, the scars of disappointment, the places you felt overlooked. But God has been watching the inside. He saw every choice you made to keep your heart soft when it could have hardened. He saw every act of kindness you offered when there was no one except you and God. He saw you keep the faith when it would have been easier to throw it away. That is why what's coming next is not like anything else. It isn't just another small turn in your story. This is the unveiling of what he saved until you were strong enough to carry it, and it will not slip away. Here's the truth. Maybe you haven't noticed it, but when your life is seen from above, it's clear. Not everyone could have walked the road you walked and stayed standing. Some would have collapsed into bitterness. Some would have buried their light under resentment. But you chose differently. You let the pain carve depth into you instead of emptiness. You let the waiting teach you instead of break you. The best was not saved for last because you were forgotten. It was saved for last because you were trusted. Let that sink in. God trusted you enough to hold back the very things you longed for until he knew you could hold them without fear of losing them, until he knew your heart was shaped not by pride but by humility, until he knew you wouldn't confuse the gift with the giver. That's why your life has felt like a long preparation. That's why so much didn't make sense, because you weren't just being delayed, you were being prepared. And my dear friend, preparation has an end date. You are stepping into it now. Maybe you feel like you've been watching everyone else receive while you've been left behind, but you already know you're different, and of course your path have to be different as well. The truth is, your chapter wasn't skipped, it was sealed, like a letter written early, but kept safe until the exact right delivery date. And heaven is breaking that seal now. You are about to see why it all had to happen this way. When the blessing unfolds, it will feel deeply personal. You'll realize this is why the road was long. This is why the doors stayed shut. This is why the waiting hurt so much. Because God wasn't shaping an ordinary ending for you. He was saving something greater, something that could only be revealed now. And know this about God's timing. It never begins on the outside. It always starts within you, in the quiet transformations of your spirit, in the unseen strengthening of your heart, long before the world ever notices. You've already shifted, my dear friend. That's why you're hearing this now. That's why your spirit feels a stirring even as you listen, because heaven's announcement always comes before the earth catches up. The best isn't just waiting on the horizon. It's already in motion, and soon you'll watch it unfold in your very days. What God is doing now will not feel like the blessings of before. This won't be like the temporary moments that came and went. This won't be like the glimpses that faded just as quickly as they appeared. No, this time it will settle. It will stay. Because it was always meant to be the portion that defines the rest of your life. And the beauty is this: You don't have to manipulate it or chase it down. When something is saved by God for you, it carries its own gravity. It pulls itself into your orbit at the exact time He chooses. That's why certain doors are about to open effortlessly. That's why certain opportunities are going to align so naturally you'll almost laugh at how easy they feel compared to the years of striving. It's because you're no longer standing in front of doors that weren't meant for you. You're standing at the one door heaven itself has unlocked. And when it swings open, you'll understand why the waiting was so long. Because the weight of what's behind that door is greater than what you imagined. Think about it this way. When a master artist finishes their greatest work, they don't unveil it halfway. They don't let the world see it when the paint is still wet and the colors aren't complete. They wait until the final brushstroke is placed, until the masterpiece is exactly as it was meant to be. And then, only then, do they reveal it. That's what God has been doing with your story. You are His masterpiece. And now, the brushstrokes are finished. The unveiling has come. But here's what you need to know. Stepping into the best saved for last doesn't mean life becomes perfect. It means life becomes aligned. It means you stop wrestling against currents that were never meant to carry you, and you finally step into the stream that was designed for you all along. And in that stream, there is ease, there is clarity, there is provision. This is where things begin to feel different. You'll notice peace showing up first, not just the fleeting kind, but the kind that anchors you even when circumstances around you shift. That peace is your signal. Heaven has already gone ahead of you. Then comes favor. Moments you couldn't have arranged on your own. Conversations you didn't plan. Encounters you couldn't have predicted. You'll start to see threads connecting in ways that show you this is not coincidence. This is orchestration. And through it all, there will be joy. Not the surface joy that comes and goes, but the deep joy that whispers, I was made for this. I am standing in what was always mine. My dear friend, this is what God saved for you. Not just a blessing, but a way of living. Not just a single breakthrough, but a rhythm of alignment. The best is not simply about what you will receive. It's about who you will become as you receive it. Because the truth is, you are no longer the same person who began this journey. You are no longer the weary soul who wondered if they would make it through. You are the one who did make it through. The one who still stands, still believes, still hopes. And that changes how the blessing rests on you. So don't be surprised when others notice the difference. Don't be surprised when people who once overlooked you begin to look again, this time with awe. They may not understand it, but they will feel it, the weight of someone walking in what heaven preserved for them. And let me tell you this, no opposition, no doubt, no resistance can take this from you now, because it was not built by your effort. It was built by God's promise. What He saves, He secures, and what He secures, no one can undo. So lift your head and straighten your shoulders. The very season you thought might break you has actually positioned you. And now, as the seal breaks and the gift unfolds, you will see with your own eyes that nothing was wasted. Every tear watered the soil. Every delay stretched your capacity. Every unanswered prayer built the space for a greater answer than you imagined. This is your moment. This is the unveiling. This is the chapter where heaven says, now they are fully ready. Now they can carry it. Now they will see why it all had to be saved for last. And soon, you won't just believe it in faith. You will hold it in your hands. You will walk in it, live in it, and let its fruit bless everyone around you. Because God saved the best for last, and that best is finally here. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.